Hello, I'm Phil Svitek, 360 Creative Coach, and the reason I call myself a 360 Creative Coach is because I am someone that really believes that you have to marry your talents and skill set along with the right mental fortitude in order to achieve creative success. And today's lesson is aimed at the mental side of things, okay? And it's this idea that sometimes the best wisdom comes from unconventional places. Now, before I fully dive into what this means and how to apply it, I want to take the opportunity to invite you to subscribe if you aren't already. That way you get all the various lessons that I put out right when I put them out. Thank you if you just did, and also truly appreciate you if you have been subscribed. All right, so let's get into this, right? So sometimes the best wisdom comes from unconventional places. See, the reason why on a fundamental level this works is because a lot of times we're all looking for answers in the same place. And if we look for answers in the same place, then we're all going to get the same sort of result, right? So it's going to take something unique to create a different solution. You know, you can look at examples throughout all of history, like I believe it was the 70s, you know, in terms of aviation, how to kind of elevate airplanes and the airline experience. You know, it was people outside of the airline industries that helped propel it forward. I mean, in some sense, Virgin Airlines is an example of this. This wasn't in the 70s, it was late. But, you know, that was a kind of another version of it. You know, Mark Zuckerberg, and I know he's somewhat of a controversial figure, but I'm hoping the lesson will justify me sort of using him. And that's in around like 2009, when Facebook was on this trajectory of really taking off and sort of becoming like a worldwide brand that you know, like billions of people using every single day. He really wanted to consider what the next phase of Facebook was going to be. And so he went to his mentor, Steve Jobs, what a great mentor to have, who told him literally go to a monastery for like 2 months, essentially become a monk. It's like, wait, what? I asked you a business question. What the hell are you talking about? But that in and of itself really forced Mark, and he did it, right? I mean, kudos to him. He did it. He went and you know, 2 months is a long time to be away from your business, to be away and to be disconnected, but allowed him the time to really process that. So it was an unconventional advice, but, you know, for better or worse, it led to the next phase of Facebook. And in a large sense, you know, again, depending on where you fall, like I hope that he does some reflection here too. I know like time is a precious commodity, but I'd rather have him take that time than not, and deliver, you know, fix certain things. Anyway, that's a tangent. Interestingly enough, I was talking with a friend of mine last week, and he always feels like he's not doing enough. And I said, do you even like doing some of the stuff that you think that you should be doing? And the answer was no. But what he's really going for is a purpose in life. So I said to him, I gave him some unconventional advice. I said, listen, you know, you've got to go to work and you like working out, right? So those will be 2 out of 3 things that you focus on. The third thing, when you're not doing one of those things, you will either journal or not journal. That's it. You will not listen to music. You know, you will be in complete silence, but, you know, and not that he can't watch movies or whatever. He's not going to all of a sudden become a monk. But I said to him, like, your 3 focuses each day will be working out, going to your job, and journaling. And when you journal, you can either not journal or journal. But you can't text, you can't check social media. You will be there sitting for 2 hours, whatever it may be, and you will journal. And, you know, I said to him, like, listen, you know, if you want to start a podcast, if you want to start a t-shirt brand, whatever it is, great. You won't do it, but write about it, right? Journal about it. And then I told him, do this for literally 3 months. These 3 things for 3 months and see where you get to. Because in his sense, right, he kind of resets, does a bunch of things, trying to find his purpose, then gets to a culmination point where he's not happy with any of it, he's dissatisfied with life and so forth. And so he then hits the reset button again and it's a repetitive cycle. So in order to fix that, he needed an unconventional solution. And so I pride myself on seeing that he needed a different thing. Now, whether or not he takes me up on that, that's up to him. I can't, I'm not his keeper. But that's the thing. And so what I challenge you in your life is to look for unconventional wisdom. I talk about this quite often at this point. And it's this idea that when we complain, it's a sign that we're stuck. So if you find yourself complaining, try to seek out unconventional wisdom. And it could be as simple as, if you're a business person and you're looking for a business solution, don't grab a business book. Grab a philosophy book. Heck, grab a fiction book. There's plenty of times in my life when I got something going on, and all of a sudden, you'd be surprised, even in my podcast business or consulting business, whatever I'm doing, and I open up and I'm reading a fiction book that could be about, Lord knows what. Right now I'm reading Black Leopard, Red Wolf, which has been described by the author as the African Game of Thrones. And as I'm reading it, there's things that come to me for podcasting. And it's like, wait, how's this possible? I'm not reading about that. But your mind gets so much more open to it. So look for knowledge and solution in unconventional places, unconventional wisdom. And it just speaks to this idea that if we always constantly talk to the same people, if we constantly read the same news, we're not expanding our minds. And this becomes certainly a lot more difficult because, social media sites, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google, right, with their searches, they kind of learn what we like, and so they start feeding us what we think we want. And that's bad, because then you have to put in a lot more work to try to seek out something that might be outside of your comfort zone, for lack of a better term. But if you do this work, you will get far more solutions than just always constantly looking to the same sources. I can speak to it for myself. I'm not always the most successful. Sometimes I do go back to the well, so to speak. But if I'm really truly stuck, I'm like, damn, I gotta look for a different solution here. So, think about that. And what I'd be curious to know is, what are some unconventional ways for you to gain unconventional wisdom? Okay? Think about it, right? Maybe you're already doing this, but now I challenge you to even go beyond that, because if you're already doing them, now what are the next level of it? So think about it and give me 3. Write them down, in the comment section, or hit me up on social media at Svitek, and let me know what are some places, ways, techniques, whatever you want to term it, that you are going to use to gain unconventional wisdom. I'm curious. And that way, listen, we can create this whole giant list and we can all benefit from it. And that sounds cool to me. I hope that sounds cool to you. Anyway, thank you for taking the time to tune in. If this has been a benefit, I would encourage you to also share it with someone in your life, so hopefully they get the same benefit as you. I certainly would appreciate it. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me. I hope this has been inspiring and helps you out in your life. And I hope to see you next time.